Welcome to Sectional 61 action, where the West Washington Lady Senators are taking on the Trinity Lutheran Cougars. We are just about ready to start the game. The Lady Senators, who are playing on their home field, are actually the visitors today. So, those of you who are able to see the scoreboard out there, the Lady Senators are on the visiting side. I'm joined by former West Washington head coach Mike Long, who is here to hopefully not relive the 14-inning marathon that we had the last time we played the Lady Cougars, and that we can come out on the other side of the win-loss from when we played in the regular season. This is definitely a different team than what played then. The girls seem to have come together and have, played some really solid softball over the past couple of weeks. A few rainouts and things in there, but are still playing, very good softball.
Yeah, and it'll be a different look with both shortstops out the last time they played. I expect a different ball game today.
Yeah, definitely. Those of you who are following us on live stream, we are there at WW Senator Radio. We're also available on Facebook at WW Senator Radio and at the West Washington School Corporation page. So we're available in 3 different spots. In for the first at-bat of Sectional 61 action is Taylor Fouch, the freshman shortstop for the Lady Senators. First pitch delivered by Deaton is behind Fouch. Fouch is batting .347 on the year. This would be a great time to really get going and get hot, which she has been over the past couple of games.
Yeah.
So
it's good to start off the game here, and when everybody's a little nervous, this is a good time to capitalize and mark the board first.
And I know her dad's out there watching. Punky's usually one of those diehard fans on the Facebook and on the live stream. So Taylor out ahead here, 2 balls, 1 strike.
She wanted it, but she did a great job staying back and letting the ball go up out of the zone and not going after it. Oh, kind of gave her a tough one there. She didn't want that one anyway.
Yeah, she wasn't going to be able to hit that one. That was going to be a ground ball to second if she was able to get on it. So good pitch to take. Count is now even 2-2. There's a ball hit hard at Harwager.
She hit that ball well. It knuckled right off the bat, so she definitely was on the middle part of the ball to see that ball not spin like that.
Yeah.
She's seen it well, so that's a good sign.
In steps Cassidy Keltner, the second batter in the Lady Senators lineup, the center fielder. That one heads back foul towards the grill. Those of you who are at home, if you're looking for something good to eat, I definitely recommend the chicken sandwich from the grill that the Athletics is grilling. It's one of the best I've had, so that's a plug for Senator Athletics. Drops down a bunt, which rolls foul.
It's a good try.
With the speed that she possesses, that's a good play for her.
Absolutely.
Now that she's behind, no balls, 2 strikes, probably not going to see another bunt here.
No, on that bunt, she dropped her bat head and didn't put her head, behind it. Just missed it.
There's a ball outside. This is Hannah Deaton pitching for the Lady Cougars, who is the same pitcher that the Lady Senators saw in that 14-inning marathon. We saw her for probably 10 to 11 of those innings. Keltner swings through that one for Deaton's first strikeout of the game.
And that's 2 freshmen that's in their first sectional, so keep that in mind.
Yep.
They'll get those nerves out by the next time they're up. Now here's a veteran.
Tilly Gilbert comes in with a .431 average. Ball driven to center field. Taylor Russell settles underneath it and retires Tilly Gilbert to end the top of the first inning. Seems weird saying that with the Lady Senators playing on their home field, but
yeah, it is.
They're in the top part of They're the visiting team. We're going to step aside and hear a short message from the IHSA, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Have you noticed? Sports today are different. Today's athletes are bigger and stronger. They run faster, jump higher, and hit harder than ever before. But there is one thing that hasn't changed about sports, and that's the importance of practicing sportsmanship. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we like to remind you that winning isn't everything. The way you play matters, and a true champion plays the game with respect. For the opponent, for the coaches, and for the officials. True champions practice sportsmanship with the same degree of intensity that they play the games themselves. Sports may evolve, athletes may change, but the mark of a true champion will always be the same. Play like a champion. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Back to live action here at the West Washington School Corporation softball fields. Lady Senators are tied with the Lady Cougars, 0-0 going into the bottom of the first inning. The Lady Cougars start off with Savannah Harwager.
We need to see a nice start to this solid defense that West Washington possesses here.
And if you remember correctly, the first time these two teams played, Casey Kalin, that she gave up runs in the first inning.
Mm-hmm.
If she can get out of the first inning today, it's a good sign for the Lady Senators without giving up any runs.
Absolutely. And he's given that off the plate, so that's a positive for Casey here.
From our vantage point, that was probably 6 to 8 inches outside. Casey makes a nice snag. Throws to Taylor Green at first for the put out to retire Savannah Harwager.
That worked out well.
Yeah. In steps number 22, Jody Goker, the daughter of head coach for the Trinity Lady Cougars.
Good pitch.
Both corners are playing in, looking for a slap or a bunt.
Yeah, she possesses some wheels here.
Yeah, you can see, out there on the feed. Once she makes contact, she's 3 or 4 steps going down the line before.
Absolutely. She's up there to get on base.
There's a ball hit foul down the third base line.
This is a big out here. Let's go ahead and get her. We're way ahead in the count. Don't give her anything that she likes.
Right. There's a ball hit over Rye's head, but is foul.
That worked out, and I think Casey realized she probably left that over the plate a little bit too much.
Just
there.
A little bit too much over the plate.
I'd almost come back in high and inside on her. Yeah, I think she was trying to do that.
She was trying to do that exactly.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what she was trying to do, but it came in a little too far inside.
Tilly's going to go out and talk to Casey a little bit, maybe calm her down just a touch.
Looks like the first base coach is tying Gelker's shoes there.
That's not one of those that you see too often in high school softball. You see it a lot in the younger things, but
occasionally I do that for some of our 8U.
To her defense, she does have on batting gloves, so that makes it a little.
Oh.
Second batter in a row that Casey has hit.
Casey just needs to settle down here, take a couple deep breaths, shoot to the glove. Let your defense. You got great defense behind you. And I know, these pitchers, they put a lot of pressure on themselves, thinking that they need to do it all on each pitch. But you do have defense behind you, and she's got a great defense behind her. Just relax a little bit.
In comes the first baseman, Amanda Wright. Ball high. Nice rotation from the Senator infield.
Mm-hmm.
Fouch from short is going to cover third since Rye plays in so close. Which then leaves E to move over towards second. Swings through that one.
Great pitch. She did a delayed steal. That's where the communication has to come in there.
So now we've got runners split at first and third.
Nothing's heard here.
Turns, squares to bunt, pops it up over Rye's head.
Don't touch, don't touch. She touched it with her glove.
Fair ball. She did touch it with her glove.
That's a tough one.
So up comes number 3, Morgan Gabbard.
Chris was asking if it got touched, just to make sure.
Yeah. Which from my vantage point, it definitely did get touched. I mean, she definitely touched it with her glove. So
yeah, it's worth a shot.
There's a nice pitch from Casey.
Yeah. And nothing hurt here. I know it looks a little rough here in the first inning, but nothing hurt. This is a great defense.
Well, and
a ground ball here is even a bunt. I mean, it's an out right there. Force out. You're in a great situation here. I mean, when you bunt to third base, that's what you get.
Yeah. That's got to go down the first base line in order to make that play.
The only chance they have is at first base or possibly back at the pitcher. Definitely not at third. That worked out for us.
Yeah.
We're glad she did it.
Up comes Vidalis Montanez, their second baseman.
He's definitely calling.
He has a large strike zone, we would call it.
I like to see it both ways, and he's doing it that way. So he's going to make these players.
There's a ball hit over Rye's head.
Cora held the ball. We got her here at third.
Got her if somebody's behind her.
Run her down. They just need to settle down. That's not how I know Coach Long has taught the rundown.
That's one of those that Rye needs to get out of the way on that one and go back towards second.
You fill in the fill in the spots.
Yeah.
And you let them chase them down. Because had Rye made contact, they automatically get the base anyway.
Well,
but Chris is checking it. He's checking everything.
He's making sure that there wasn't a tag there, which he thought there was. So the Lady Cougars are able to score 2 runs on that and end up with runners at second and third now. Kristen Haney comes in, their designated player. Fouled straight up, coming back.
We've seen this before.
Yes, this is the way that the other game that we played started out. Mm-hmm. We didn't score in the first inning, and they came out and got some runs. There's a very nice pitch.
Hustle? Oh, he said foul tip? Okay. Shoot, I was wondering, we need to hustle there at third there. It's hard to not be in coach mode.
Yeah. So now we've got 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runs on the board.
And all from kind of freak plays.
Yeah.
Stuff you don't typically see.
the wind is not blowing nearly as much as it was the last time we played. So
No, not at all. This is one of the calmer days that you'll ever see out here at West Washington softball field.
Yep. Haney has battled this count back to even, 2-2. Fouls that one off.
Let's get the out here. Oh, nice pitch. Looked high from here, but I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was a great pitch.
We're going to step away for a short message from Lynx Clothing and Shoes, and we'll be back for the top of the second inning.
Lynx Clothing and Shoes carries a wide variety of items from name brand clothing and shoes to sports apparel and sporting goods. We offer custom screen printing and embroidery, free gift wrapping, alterations, and layaway. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5:30, Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 5. We are conveniently located on the north side of Salem Square and are a family-owned and operated business. Stop by and see us today at 812-883-4154.
Back to live action here. The Lady Senators are down 2-0 to the Lady Cougars going into the top of the second inning. Casey gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on base, and 19 pitches in that first inning. Definitely would like to see that pitch count come down for her. So we come up with Rye Watson, who on the year is batting .328, and that average has climbed almost 100 points in the last 3 weeks. So she's swinging a really
great.
hot bat.
Absolutely.
Fouls that one back towards the grill.
That was a good swing.
I heard a big O over there, so.
Let's get something here to get us started.
Yeah,
here.
get something going. There's a ball knuckled back at second. Montanez is able to make the play at first.
And that was a close play.
That was a close call there at first.
Yeah.
Rye was hustling down the line, and she does get down the line fairly well. Just got her by maybe a step. So in comes Casey Kalin, the Lady Senators pitcher for this game. 384 on the year, 24 driven in. Drives that one foul down the right field line.
And Casey's a workhorse, so we've seen what she did in the last Trinity game.
Yeah.
Pitched a
The
very
whole thing.
Yeah, a very long game. And, I mean, just her demeanor, even in the late innings of that game with the fist pumps and everything.
Yeah.
You know, she's a gamer.
And she's been swinging a hot bat also lately. So there's a rocket towards third. Holzclaw is not able to come up with that one.
And I think she probably felt that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a single on that one, not an error.
Absolutely.
That one was a rocket hit down the third base line. And
when not showing bunt, I don't understand why you'd play that close.
Yeah.
But she's probably going to take a couple steps back now.
yeah. Well, at least when Casey comes up, she's going to take a couple steps back. So that's the first hit of the day for the Lady Senators.
She's still creeping in.
Pittman takes ball 1.
That's the start we needed. Let's put a couple together here.
That's where the Lady Senators have had issues. They haven't been able to put them together. They're able to get hits, but just not put them together.
That's curveball.
Didn't give her the call on that one either.
No.
So those of you listening and watching out on Facebook, we are following the School Corporation's Facebook page. So if you've got a comment or something, make sure you put it on that one, not the Senator Radio one. There's one right back at us, and Ruth dives out of the way. She thought it was coming through the fence and through the window. So it's one of those natural reactions when you're sitting behind home plate and the ball comes back at you. But like I was saying, if you've got a comment, make sure you do it on that page so that we see it. because that's the one we're following.
And she's trying to play that inside because, you know, he gave it in that first inning to both teams.
Right.
Doesn't look like he tightened it up a little bit the second inning.
And Pittman is not one who really likes that inside pitch too much, so totally understand why she's laying off of that one.
Yeah.
But that's a walk that she picks up. So now runners on first and second. Left fielder Cora Miller comes in, 365 on the year with 10 batted in. Casey out there on second. A line drive shot somewhere. Casey's probably going to score.
It's a good opportunity to put another one on the board here.
Squares to bunt, lays it down at third. So we advance the runners around, which is what we were looking to do.
Yeah, puts us in a good situation to tie the game.
Standing in the plate now will be first baseman Taylor Green.
So Green comes up to bat, 187 on the year, 4 driven in. Hopefully this is 5 and 6 on the base paths for her driven in on the year. Fouls that one back on the right-hand side, just over the Senator dugout.
Looked like when the ball was coming, she pulled back a little bit before she got started, which made her late on that. Like see her keep her hands back and then go straight to the ball here.
Go straight to the ball.
Yep.
That pitch is inside. Even the count at 1-1. Lady Senators are down 2-0 in the top of the second. Swings through that one. Deaton has seemed to settle in after kind of the mess that she started this inning in, but she's settled in a little bit better towards the end of it.
She's got a good curveball that we've seen.
There's a ball hit towards shortstop. Harwager fields it, throws to first. First baseman is not able to field it.
That gives us the 2 runs there.
2-run score. So the Lady Senators are able to get 2 runs on the board and even this game up at 2-2.
That was huge.
Yeah. In comes Elizabeth Halls, the Senator second baseman, who's also one of the 3 freshmen in the lineup. Sorry, 4 freshmen in the lineup with the DP. Green is on first. Squares to bunt again. That ball's way outside.
Yeah, she's throwing a lot of curveballs. She's trying to pull it back in there, and I think he gave her a couple there in the first inning. So
yeah, the first inning she definitely got a couple, but then after that he hasn't. That strike zone has tightened up quite a bit. There's one. So 2-1 count, 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Hannah Deaton trying to get herself out of a messy inning that she's got started. He tries to lay down another bunt to even the count at 2-2. That's probably not a pitch she's going to be able to bunt.
No.
Period.
No.
It's a low ball, so we got a full count now to E, who's looking to advance Taylor Green, who's on first.
She needs to protect the plate here.
There's strike 3.
Well, I kind of see that he's calling those higher ones and letting go some of the lower ones there. So it's just getting comfortable up there with how he's calling the game.
So in that inning, Hannah Deaton gives up 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base. We're going to step aside and hear a short message and be back for the bottom of the second inning.
As a proud and grateful member of the West Washington community, Sinkhole Showstock would like to congratulate the senior class of 2017.
You have left us with many memories and have inspired our children to be like many of you. The success you have gained while at West Washington will never be forgotten.
Congratulations, West Washington class
of 2017 and find success in your future. Amity, Jayla, Shiley, Fleur, and Ryan back.
Back to live Senator softball action here. The Lady Senators are tied at 2-2 in the bottom of the second inning. In comes Hannah Deaton, the Cougars pitcher for this game.
You can tell West Washington's got a different swagger.
There's a ball popped straight back. We're probably going to hear that one. Oh, nope, just missed us.
Standing at the plate now is
When it hits the roof here, it's a metal roof, and you definitely know it. There's a changeup, looked like. Wasn't able to keep that one over the plate. There's a ball popped up. An out of play foul. So Deaton has fallen behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Score is 2-2. Bottom of the second inning.
Let's go, Casey.
Oh, that one was
Well,
high, and she
yeah, you can't do
tomahawked
anything
that one. You
about
can't
that.
do about that one.
No.
She was trying to get it out of the strike zone, and Deaton just went ahead and smacked it out there anyway.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hitting. You want to say, but it's nothing that you coach for your kids to do.
Right.
But if they're, if they're tracking the ball well, so be it.
So Deaton is replaced at first by a courtesy runner since she is the pitcher. That is allowed.
Tom's up here. He was down at the grill. What all we have on the grill, Tom? Brats, hamburgers, ribeyes. Yeah.
They had chicken earlier,
have chicken.
and it was really good.
My mouth is watering.
There's a bunt laid down at first. So Taylor Russell is retired on a 1-4 putout, but Hannah Deaton advances to third.
Yeah, I think E was paying attention to the umpire there to call that out, and then realized that the runner was advancing to third.
Well, and Casey wasn't able to get it out of her glove cleanly either,
Yeah,
so
it
she
did
had
stick.
to double, make a double grab at it. There's a bunt laid down. Not going to be able to get that one, so the run scores. Savannah Harwager is able to get a bunt single.
I'll tell you what, we got a ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
batting now is catcher Goker.
In comes Jody Goker, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning and then was thrown out at home. There is a large spider that Tom keeps pointing to. That throw from Tilly is stopped by Taylor, but not in time to be able to get Harwager out at second. So she ends up with a stolen base. Mike, you're definitely right. We do have a game here. This is going to be a back and forth game all day.
You can see the intensity everybody's bringing to this sectional game, and you've got two really good, solid teams competing here in this first round.
Right.
And they're going to show you how much they want it. So
after this game, Crothersville and Orleans play in the second game. There's a ball hit down the left field line foul.
She kept her inside on that one, kind of jammed her.
Yeah.
I definitely think, going inside on her you can get away with it as long as you bring it up high to where she struggles to get good technique behind the ball.
Yep.
Dad didn't like something.
No. He called time, brought her down to the down the line so he can talk to her. Got a 2-1 count. Now we're at 3-1. Lady Senators are down 3-2. Bottom of the second. There's a pitch that Goker fouls back. So the count is now full. Remember, if you're out there watching on Facebook, if you are wanting to comment, do it on the West Washington School webpage that has the live feed going. That's the one we're tracking.
And if you're wanting one of those ribeyes, you're going to have to make it out to have that.
Yeah, you're going to have to make it out. Oh. Goker ends up with a single there. Harwager advances. Fouch probably should have gone to first with that one.
Absolutely. You got to get that out.
Or
you get 2 outs on the board. Now you got split runners, 1 down. More than likely, she's going to take second, and they're going to have a couple opportunities to get in some extra runs. I know Chris is going to try and sell them down here, but that was a freshman at shortstop. Yep. She's going to learn that. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way to get that input in the system, but hopefully she doesn't beat herself up too much, and these girls rally around her and pick her up because this is a long game and they need her.
Well, and that's one of those plays that even though she is a freshman, she's seen that before. She's seen it this season before, and that's a play that she's got to make. I know Punky's probably sitting, somewhere watching this game, and he's thinking, why did she not throw that to first?
Yeah.
She was worried about that runner making it to third, which the runner was going to make it to third because she was, Taylor fielded it behind the baseline so that she couldn't make the tag, which is when you have to realize, hey, that play's got to go to first.
Absolutely.
So in comes Geraldine Holtzclaw, the third baseman, who was hit by a pitch also in the first inning and came around to score. Squares to bunt. Tilly is just not quite able to get to that one.
And mind you, I believe this is their third batter. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the importance of a bunt.
Yeah.
Right there. It doesn't matter where you are in the lineup. It's important.
Hits that one. Harwager is able to score on that one. Jody Goker ends up at second, and Holtzclaw ends up at first.
Not sure. It was going to be a close play. Had she taken it, I think she might have got her if she didn't go for the throw there and just ran the base.
Yeah. Fouls that one back.
Our lady centers, they just need to settle down here. Take a couple deep breaths. Get an out. You can get the runs back at the plate.
Right.
But just not let, just shut it down now.
There's a ball hit in the hole. Throw comes home, going back to third. Rye's not able to field it. So Goker ends up scoring for the third run of the inning.
Tilly did a great job seeing that the run was already there and met that ball to have an opportunity there at third.
Holtzclaw advances to second. Holtzclaw advances to third. Wright ends up on second on the throws.
It looks like Chris is going to make a pitching switch here. Give him a different look here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything on Casey that's happened here, but you got to do something at this point to settle everybody down, and maybe Cora can get in here and strike a couple out and stop this bleeding of this inning.
Little stats on Cora Miller. She's 5-2 on the year. Has pitched 53.2 innings over the year. Faced 232 batters. Allowed only 47 hits, 19 runs, and only 9 of those runs have been earned. So that's a good sign. Only hit 1 batter and allowed 10 bases on balls in those 53 innings. So, you're not going to see her walk very many batters.
That's a great stat line.
She has 56 Ks and a 1.77 ERA on the year. So, as we've said throughout the year, her and
Casey
both, are almost mirror images of each other.
Yeah.
So it is a change in pitcher, but not a change in velocity and change in ability.
And defensively, they just swap places, so
right.
it keeps your your number one defense still out there intact.
Right. Coming into bat is Morgan Gabbard, the left fielder.
And given that they only have one out and runners here at second and third, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunt here.
Right. Starts off with a strike called. Gabbard was probably taking there anyway.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've noticed, that they typically take that first pitch.
Yep. Pitch is inside. Punky is sending out a shout-out saying, hey, these girls have to get going because he wants to drive home tomorrow to see a sectional championship.
I agree.
Which I don't know the rules, but I'm sure that if fireworks are allowed at a sectional championship, Punky will have some to set off.
Absolutely. Punky set off many in the past few years
yes,
for us.
Yes.
So we definitely appreciate him doing that.
Like I said, I don't know the rules on sectionals if you can set them off afterwards or anything, but I'm sure he'll find somewhere to do it.
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he has in the past. So.
He may go across into a field and set them off, so he's not on school property, but he'll set them off somewhere. There's a nice strikeout from Cora.
Good job, Cora.
Comes in and gets the second out of the bottom of the second inning, where the Lady Senators are down 5-2. In steps Vidalis Montanez, the Lady Cougars' second baseman, who had a double in the first inning and drove in the first 2 runs for the Lady Cougars. Swings through that pitch.
And me and Chris have talked quite a bit this week, and Cora brings a different deliver to the pitching,
right?
And it's kind of like what Haley Stevenson had back for us over 4 years here, and it's just a little glitch to throw off the defensive or the offensive hitters to keep them a little off balance.
Swings through that one,
and you can see it. The batters, they kind of question everything that they're doing because they have good swings on it, but they're picking the ball up late and they're having to rush through their.
Well, it almost seems like she delivers the ball very high behind her head on her back swing and then drives through to get that. That's another ball foul right back at us.
Yeah, they struggled to pick it up, and by the time they do, it's a little too late.
Yeah. Punky says there will be fireworks here, believe me.
Absolutely.
So there will be some set off. If and when the ladies win the sectional championship here. There's a ball outside to even the count, 2-2, 2 outs. Lady Senators are down 5-2 in the bottom of the second. Vidalis Montanez steps into bat. Drives that ball towards Casey in left field. Casey settles underneath it and is able to record the out. Wasn't quite sure she had that one until she... until she looked in her glove, and there it was. So,
I'm glad she squeezed that when we needed that. That was huge, Cora coming in like that and shutting it down and getting us out of that inning.
Right. The Lady Cougars are able to score 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, 2 left on base. We're going to step aside and hear a short message from the IHSAA.
It's your ticket to affordable family fun. It's your ticket to high drama, spectacular action, and magical moments. It's your ticket to an experience you'll never forget. It's your ticket to the IHSAA Girls and Boys State Basketball Tournaments. Attending a girls or boys tournament game is a fun, affordable way to see Indiana's game played the way it was intended to be, for the pure love of it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and the Indiana High School Athletic Association invite you to be part of the state's rich tradition of high school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure state tournament excitement. The drama is set to tip off. Do you have your ticket?
Back to live Lady Senator softball action here, top of the third. First pitch, Taylor fouls straight up. Goker settles underneath it and is able to make the catch.
I'd like to see the Lady Senators a little bit more patient at the plate. We've jumped on a lot of first pitches up to this point in the game that I think that let's see one, and then it helps you with your timing any time that you're able to watch a ball.
We haven't watched very many pitches at all, and Deaton is one of those pitchers who, if you let her throw some pitches, she will, get wild with it.
Yeah. And I like how Cassie, right after I mentioned that, she's taken 2 pitches, both of them balls. So that's great.
Well, and we have to be selective of balls that we're gonna, swing at.
Absolutely. That's
There's a fair ball over third base.
Nice shot with that speed.
Keltner going to second. Very nice play there by Cassidy Keltner, who ends up with a double on a nice hit down the third base line. Up comes Tilly Gilbert, 431 on the year, 24 runs driven in. Keltner out there on second has 16 stolen bases, so you don't want to run yourself out of an inning, but
and Tilly's a good hitter. I like to see her take one. Take his first pitch. She swung at the first one last time.
Swung at the first one that time.
And she bobbled it, so that paid off.
Yep.
I used to have a sign for Tilly, and that she couldn't swing until I gave her that sign just to relax her up there because I knew how good of a hitter she is, and she was twice the hitter when she was patient.
Yeah.
So if she wasn't going to be patient on her own, I was going to help her.
Yeah. Harwager ends up picking up an error there to get Tilly on at first.
Yeah, I like to see Rat hit one out there to the Orleans bleachers.
Watson gets a strike one called there. We have the, looks like the basketball senior boys setting dead center field in the back of a truck.
That'd be a good
place to put one.
Park one, too.
Rye tries to bunt that one.
And you see, they've got good small ball defense as well. They shift well. They were set up to if anybody was going to advance.
Right. Shout out to Neil Coyle, who just signed on, is watching, I'm sure, from Bloomington South somewhere. Now we've got, like I said, you don't see this very often, but now we have West Washington's coach down first base. Cy is tying
Tilly's
shoe.
Yeah.
So.
It's the details.
Straight pitch out there, it looked like. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the third, Lady Senators down 5-2.
He'd rather hit a gap here somewhere.
Yeah. It's another ball outside. Deaton is not going to give her something over the middle of the plate to hit. She's going to miss, a foot outside or, try to grind one in on Rye's hands.
Yeah, I think she respects that power for sure.
That's the third strikeout of the day for Deaton. In comes Casey Kalin, who was the starting pitcher but is now in left field.
I'm sure she'd like to get some of those runs back at the plate here, and she's got a great opportunity.
Right. She did hit a single in the first inning. Swings through that one. Definitely a pitch on the outside, so.
Yeah, Deaton's been utilizing that curveball quite a bit so far.
Yeah, and it just keeps drifting further and further outside. There's a ball hit by Kalin right at Morgan Gabbard. So she is retired. We're going to step aside and hear a short commercial from Lynx Clothing and Shoes.
Lynx Clothing and Shoes would like to congratulate all the local high school seniors on their upcoming graduation. These seniors have made lots of memories and have left big shoes to fill. Lynx has been able to be a part of many of these memories. Thank you for all the hard work and the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Starting out with a DP Haney.
Back to live action. Starting the third inning, we have Kristen Haney coming up, who struck out in the first inning. So the first time she's going to see Cora today.
And this is actually the bottom of the third. I know that.
Sorry, bottom of the third.
Yeah, I know it's tough.
It's hard to switch when you're on your home field and you're the visitors.
It absolutely is. It's something that you don't ever see unless it's this setup.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But Cora came into the middle last inning, and she shut it down. So we need to continue, this moving on here, and we've been knocking on the door offensively, and I think, the Senators are always right there. But like you stated earlier, it's the consistent hitting. Back to back to back that produces those runs. You can't have a couple things work your way and then kind of go flat. So
right.
And these girls know that. It's nothing that they don't know. And they're settled down now. I expect this to really open up offensively for the Senators here. At this point in the game.
Well, and with the firepower that the Senators have, I mean, they're really never out of a game.
Absolutely
I mean, they've got big bats who can hit. In steps number 15, Kristen Haney, their DP. First pitch is a strike.
Cora wastes no time. Soon as she steps in there, boom.
She's throwing it.
Absolutely.
There's a ball popped up. Rye giving chase. Is unable to field that one. Can't give an error on a foul ball, but that's one that she definitely probably should have caught.
Yeah, these girls are going to have to pick Rye up. Rye is an emotional player, and she's got to keep her mental side of this game up.
Ball high.
Because we're in the third inning. And this game that these two played last time went 14 innings, so
yeah,
there's a lot of game left here.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of game, and it's one of those that's going to be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There's a strikeout.
Cora, that was huge.
Cora picks up Rye, who bobbles that ball in foul ground, but ends up striking her out anyway. So
absolutely, so that worked out well.
Yeah. A big shout out to my brother-in-law, Evan Walker, who is listening in Africa today. So
that is awesome.
He is watching some Lady Senator softball.
Wow. So is that the longest listener distance-wise?
Distance-wise, I'm not exactly sure which is further, Scotland or where he is in Africa.
We may have to ask Siri on that one.
Yeah. So, but definitely neat to have people overseas, listening. And then we have a retired teacher, Kay Owsley, who is literally probably a mile down the road, signed on watching too.
Awesome.
So
that's great.
Those of you who are watching, if you're watching and wanting to comment on our live stream, make sure you do it on the West Washington School Corporation live feed that we are running. That's the one that I'm checking. So if you're out there watching on the WW Senator Radio, that's great. But we're following the comments on the West Washington Senator or West Washington School Corporation page.
She's got her to a 3-1 count here. So
this is Hannah Deaton, who is the pitcher for the Lady Cougars, who did single to left field,
which was that tomahawk
shot,
and she actually brought it back out for that swing right there.
Yep, there was another tomahawk right there. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 5-2, no runners on. Cora Miller on the mound, actually in the circle, not on the mound. There's a ball hit towards Taylor Green, picks it up foul.
Got her.
There's another strikeout.
Nice pitch.
So there's 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 for the game for Cora. Moves her strikeouts for the year to 59. Be great to get number 60 right here.
Absolutely.
This is Taylor Russell, the center fielder, who hit back to Casey when she was in the circle.
tell that these batters are a little unbalanced in there in the batter's box, and you like to see that.
There's another strike. Cora is not wasting any time and is throwing strikes, and that's exactly what you want out of these pitchers. You want them throwing strikes, and you want them not giving these hitters time to sit on pitches. There's a nice hard hit ball into left field for a single for Taylor Russell.
Yeah, that was just a good piece of hitting there.
Yeah.
Nothing you could do about that ball.
Yep. In comes Savannah Harwager.
And that's kind of, you had an 0-2 pitch there, but that's the other part of throwing too many strikes.
Yep.
You have to make them go after some of those things that aren't in that zone.
That's one of the ones that we've talked about a lot with the pitching. When you get up 2-0, you've got to throw something out of the strike zone that they're going to chase, not something that they can get a hold of.
Absolutely. And you've got pitches there to waste on stuff like that.
There's a ball hit into center field. Cassidy Keltner settles underneath it, makes a nice play to retire the side, where they are able to get no runs on one hit, no errors, one left on base. We're going to step aside for a short commercial break from the IHSA, and we'll be back for the top of the fourth.
Who do I play high school softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game. I play for the smell of my leather glove, the sound of infield chatter,
First baseman, Taylor Green.
We're back to live Lady Senator softball action here. Nicole Pittman steps in to bat, the DP.
And I tell you what, Chris, every conversation that me and Chris have, he's mentioning Nicole just about in every conversation that we have. He really sees a lot of potential and a lot of good things out of Nicole. He speaks very highly of her.
And she's one who can really drive the ball. When she gets a hold of it, she drives it and drives it into the alleys in the outfield, so she's looking at extra bases every time she gets a hold of one. There's a ball hit high in the air towards left field. Gabbard's not going to be able to chase that one down. Dropped the bat head on that one just a little bit.
But yeah, I haven't seen Nicole play enough. I watched a little bit of junior high last year, but I think she's taken a lot of strides to be a great hitter.
Yeah. Nellie Griffith's out there commenting that she's been out working with 4-H animals and is able to watch the live stream while they're working with the animals. So, you can actually multitask and watch a game whether you're here or not.
That's awesome.
So, she said she's on the way to watch some softball over at some baseball over at Camelsburg. On the way through, stop by the school and hit up the grill. It's a great place to go for dinner. Nicole Pittman ends up flying out there to the center fielder,
and she
Taylor
had a nice
Russell.
Line drive there. She had a good line. I mean, anywhere but right at center field, and that's extra bases.
Yeah. And Nicole just got a shout out that somebody out there is proud of her.
Absolutely.
So, I believe it's maybe a grandma, maybe so. So in comes Cora Miller, 365 on the year.
She's pulled her bat back a little bit, so she has a little hitch. That's what Chris is telling her. Don't pull back. Go straight to the ball, and that allows you to take that gap, that timing gap, out of your swing.
Sorry, that was Mom who was very proud of Nicole's drive there. So. Cora definitely, like you said, needs to keep her hands back and drive straight at that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Does so there, but is unable to connect.
Yep.
That is the 4th strikeout for Hannah Deaton.
Last time Taylor was up, she created some havoc and got the 2 runs across from it.
Yep.
Let's see if she can start something for us in this inning.
Starts off with a ball low from Deaton. There's a ball that just unable to get into fair territory. She extends her hands and gets the barrel of the bat on it, but not the center of the ball. She gets the bottom part of the ball.
Yeah,
foul it back.
She took a great cut at that, and I think that ball was tailing away with that curveball.
That's one of the things with Taylor being so long and so lanky. It's hard to get one outside on her.
Yeah.
Fouls that one down the right field line. So she's now behind 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Lady Senators are down 5-2. Looking to get some runs going here. Bases are empty. There's a ball hit at the third baseman, Holtzclaw, who fields it and throws to Amanda Wright to retire Green. Lady Senators get no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We're going to step aside and hear a commercial break from Mike Long at American Family Insurance. Those of you out there, this is the deer commercial. So if you're wanting to, get set up and mark the time of this one. So if you want to be able to share this one with friends, make sure you look at the time, that you're at, and then you can share it with your friends. So we're going to play it through a couple of times, and we'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning.
Make sure you're covered in the case that you run into me and damage your car. Call Michael Long, 578-3072, American Family Insurance. Make sure you're covered in the case that you run into me and damage your car. Call Michael Long, 578-3072, American Family Insurance. Make sure you're covered in the case that you run into me and damage your car. Call Michael Long, 578-3072, American Family Insurance. Make sure you're covered in the case that you run into me and damage your car. Call Michael Long, 578-3072, American Family Insurance. Make sure you're covered in the case that you run into me and damage your car. Call Michael Long, 578-3072, American Family Insurance.
Back to live Lady Senator softball action. In steps Jody Goker. That ball is hit off of Rye's glove for a double.
That ball was hit very well.
Yeah. Nothing Rye can do about that one. That's a reaction play. She was able to get a glove on it, but not enough to stop it and knock it down.
The fact that you're that close and you touch it with your glove is phenomenal. But, yeah, she hit that ball well.
So Jody Goker ends up with a double. In comes Geraldine Holtzclaw, the third baseman. Lays down a bunt. Cora fields it. Ends up throwing it into right field.
McKeon held the ball.
Oh, got kind of a mess there.
Defensively, we're just indecisive. And through all the reps that you take, this is not, you don't want to see that right now.
Yeah.
It's got to settle down. Settle down, one out at a time.
In comes Amanda Wright, the first baseman, who has singled and doubled so far in this game. Tries to bunt, barrel of the bat up in the air. Not going to be able to drop that one in fair territory there.
That was kind of like a tomahawk bunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not one of the prototypical styles that you teach.
No.
So. There's a ball hit up the center. Big gap over there. So in comes another run on a double by Amanda Wright.
Coming to the plate now is left fielder Gabbard.
Morgan Gabbard comes in, who has a single and struck out. Seems like the wheels are kind of falling off the Lady Senators at the moment.
I think Casey kind of is calling this little team thing. She came running in from left field. And you like to see this. You don't, as a coach, you don't want to have to go out there every time something happens, because then you got to start making changes.
Right.
And to see the girls realize we got an issue, let's fix it and let's do it ourselves here.
Right, and that's the senior leadership from
absolutely.
The starting pitcher of this game, and comes out of the game and goes into left field, but realizes, hey, let's come in and let's settle everybody down. Let's get back on our game plan and let's get some outs here.
Absolutely.
Pops up towards Fouch. Fouch
Good
is
catch.
able to field that one. So Morgan Gabbard is retired.
And that's not an easy play.
No. Charging in, and it's off to the side. In comes Vidalis Montanez, the second baseman, who had a double in the first and drove in 2 runs, and then flew out to left field to end the second. Ball inside. Tilly unable to handle that one.
Yeah, that's not where that ball was supposed to go.
No.
She wasn't set up there. I'd like to see a strikeout here.
Yeah, that would definitely help. Swings through that one.
She's got a powerful swing, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's got a high leg kick that she tries to drive the ball.
Yeah.
So
hopefully Cora can keep her off balance here.
it seems like she likes that higher pitch also. So turns to lay down a bunt. Rye fields that one and looks the runner at third back.
And that's a communication error there that I put on the infielders, as they're supposed to let her know whether she can throw that ball at first or not, and she really wasn't making an attempt to score. Someone was supposed to let her know to take that out.
Squares to bunt on that one. Once again, doesn't throw the ball anywhere. So now we've got the bases loaded.
Again, and you could see Rye say something to Tilly. That she didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
And that's where communication, I mean, we got to have communication there.
That's 2 bunts in a row that are laid down, and there's no communication there to let Rye know where to go with the ball.
And the girl at third only jumped off maybe 2 or 3 feet.
There's a fly ball. Get foul. There we go.
Caught it. Come up.
Throws home. Unable to get the runner. But we do get an out, which is huge.
And I seen Taylor. She turned to go after it and seen that the runner was there and stopped. And that's one thing that these defensive players need to learn, that you have the right of way there.
Yeah.
The base runners have to get out of your way, or it is an automatic out.
Taylor Russell hits a line drive towards Rye Watson, who does make the play there. We're going to step aside and hear another message from the IHSAA and let us collect what's written in the book to let you know how that inning progressed. We'll be back in just a moment.
We hear it more and more when people talk about sports. We need to change the culture. No more integrity taking a backseat to performance. No more players, coaches, and fans run amok. No more too big to fail. It sounds good, It sounds reasonable. Come to think of it, it sounds like high school sports. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we know that sports are just part of a student athlete's overall education and that there's more to the game than winning. We also know that high school sports are incredibly exciting. They're rich with tradition and bring communities together like nothing else. In a word, they're pure. More and more, that's what people want. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the IHSAA, and the high schools in this community.
Back to live Lady Senator softball action. E. Hall's in the batter's box. She fouled the first pitch back trying to bunt it. Hannah Deaton still on the mound with 4 strikeouts through 4 innings. E squares to bunt again. Well, that's the wrong way. First of all, that should have been appealed down the third base line, which there isn't one down there. So
I'm sure Chris would have said safe.
Yeah.
If they asked him down there.
Being that she is left-handed, that appeal goes down the third, not down the first base line.
No.
I'm sure Chris probably would have lost his mind if that would have been called a strike.
And, you know, E is flirting with not pulling it back quick enough.
Yeah. Lays that one down in the batter's box, where Holtzclaw is able to field it and throw her out at first. In comes Taylor Fouch, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Has a foul ball pop out to the catcher and a fly out to the shortstop. So she hit the first ball really hard, but right at the shortstop. So, you know, has had a good contact on the day, just not able to get anything, you know, going for her.
Yeah, and she's got power, so.
Yeah, I believe she's got 2 home runs on the year.
Yeah,
and so she can definitely drive the ball. There's a ball towards third.
Chris showing his third base skills from over the years of playing men's softball.
Well, that's where you can stick him for your tournament that you signed up for.
That's
I saw
right.
that you were signed up for a tournament, so
yeah,
I'm sure he'll be on your team, and you can stick him right at third, and you can bring back this video of his third base ability.
Yeah, a buddy of ours, Ben Pine there from WHAS, asked if we'd put a team in it.
There's a shot towards left field. Gabbard is unable to get that one. Fouch rounding second, going into third.
There
She's
you go.
down.
Good job. Good
at
hustle.
At third with a triple.
Great hustle.
Big hit for Fouch there. Triple. I'm sure Punky's throwing food everywhere if he's down at Sugar's eating. Taylor really getting a hold of that one and driving it into left field over Gabbard's head, who, you know, turned and tried to run it down, but just didn't have enough wheels to get there.
That's a huge spark. I heard the dugout come alive there. Hopefully they continue that. Keep this momentum going.
And we come up with our best batter, average-wise. Cassidy Keltner coming in, squares to bunt, lays it down foul. That is super dangerous on this field to let that ball roll.
Yeah, you could hear the coach over here, the assistant coach going, get it, get it. Yeah.
With the way the field is built, you know, the lip of the grass there, if it hits that, it can really kick and go into fair territory very quickly. So tries to bunt at that one that's way outside. You know, not going to be able to drop that one in fair territory.
No, and you can't put it where you want it when it's that far away from you.
She's down, no balls, 2 strikes here, so she's going to have to swing at it. That one popped up into foul territory. Amanda Wright runs over, is able to get a glove on it, but it goes off of the fence in front of the Lady Senator dugout.
She got a new life here, a new chance.
Keltner definitely steals one there. So new life, new chance. 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Trying to get her to chase one.
Yeah. Definitely lays off of that one so that she doesn't chase it. Once again, set up on the outside, drives that one right at the shortstop.
And we've hit a lot of hard balls right at people.
Come on, Swiss. Hit the ball hard.
Well, that's exactly true. We've hit a lot of hard balls right at people, especially their shortstop, Savannah Harwager. She's got, just looking quickly at my book, she's got 3 putouts just on her own,
Good pitch to take. I like to see Tilly always watch her first pitch because she's such a good hitter. Doesn't matter if she has 1 strike on her, but she's a lot better at the plate when she has at least has seen the ball across the plate once. And it shows just right there.
That ball hit very hard into the gap in between short and third, then goes into left field where it kicks up. And Gabbard is able to field that one, but Tilly does get an RBI there on her single to drive in Taylor Fouch.
Great piece of hitting.
Who then we sub-run for at first, since Tilly is the catcher. Sorry, not sub-run. We courtesy run for her. And I believe that's Bree Hartman out there.
Yes, it is. Like to see Rye get a good shot here.
Yep.
Get her confidence back up here.
Rye struggling a little bit on the day. Hit ground out to Montanez at second and then struck out. Hit the top of that ball. Harwager fields it, throws to first, and retires Rye. So the Lady Senators are able to get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We're going to step aside and hear a message from Mike Long at American Family Insurance.
Hi, this is Michael Long with American Family Insurance again. I want to let you know about our new Safe Team Driver program that we offer here at American Family. It allows kids to monitor their driving habits to keep them smarter and safer on the roads, all via a fun smartphone app. This also allows you to save an additional 10% off their car insurance. Contact us for more information at 812-578-3072. Let's get you back out the ball.
Back to live Lady Senator softball action here. The score is 8-3 going into the bottom of the 5th inning. The Lady Senators were able to get 1 run back there in the top of the 5th.
We'll start at the top of the lineup with their shortstop, Harwager, followed by their catcher, Goker, and their third baseman, Holzclaw.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Lady Cougars, who have been dangerous today.
Yeah, they have. They've got on base and they've been aggressive on the base pass.
They've scored 5. The top 3 batters have scored 5 of the Lady Cougars' 8 runs. So
and that's typically what you see in most sports teams, that a majority of those runs come from the top of the lineup.
We've really shut down batters 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's just 1, 2, and 3 have, got us. Keltner fields the ball, throws to second, unable to get Harwager. Just too fast there, ends up with a double.
Yeah, that's left-hander hitting it in opposite field in a gap.
Yeah.
It's hard. You're not set up defensively to play it like that, so it's tough to keep
Jody
that
Goker steps in. Taking off, going to third, nobody there. Tom standing behind us says that is exactly one way to stop that ball, and it's to hit the runner who's running to the base, because we had no one there covering. Rye wasn't there, and Taylor wasn't there. That's a ball that somebody has to be there to cover.
And that's not Tilly. That's not Tilly's fault.
No, that's definitely not Tilly's fault.
We've taught those girls in the past to make that throw. Yeah, yeah, that was a perfect throw if you seen where it hit the runner. She fouled that off, so we got a 1-1 count. Yeah. She switched the side of the plate. I think she was trying to push a bunt.
It's a ball high. Trinity is up 8-3. Those of you asking for a score out there. The ball is outside again. 3-1 count on Jody Goker.
Our defense is kind of standing on their heels a little bit. We need to get back to that up on our toes and aggressive defense.
There's a ball hit to Fouch.
Got her.
Green is able to hold her foot on the bag to retire Goker. First time today she's been retired off of her own bat. But that does allow Savannah Harwager to score.
And that tells you how big that play was there at third. Just covering on that, small ball defense.
Yeah.
And we really did get lucky that she didn't score on that throw, but nonetheless, we need some defense here. We need our defense to step up.
Geraldine Holtzclaw steps in, the Lady Cougars' third baseman. Who we have yet to retire today. She was hit by a pitch, had a single, and then we had an error to allow her to get on. So we have yet to keep her off of the base paths. She's way ahead, 3 balls, no strikes. Scores now 9-3, bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out.
3-0 count.
Swings at that one.
Pitch.
There's strike 2, so now we've got a full count to Geraldine Holtzclaw.
That's where she drags her foot. She's created a big valley there on the mound.
Yep. Ball 4. In comes Amanda Wright, who is another one of the Lady Cougars that we haven't been able to keep off the base paths today. There's a ball hit high. Casey running over towards it, settles underneath it, goes off her glove. So we've got an error on Casey out there. These are the things that really hurt because you're allowing extra outs in the game that you should be able to get outs and to retire the side where it's just not happening.
And it's a trickle down effect when you see one error happen, and you tend to see a few more, and it results with a bad pitch there as well that gets passed on, almost a bad throw back to the pitcher. These lady seniors just got to settle down and do what they've always done.
Yeah,
this year is play good, solid, hard-nosed defense.
Right, exactly. Their defense that they have relied on so much throughout the year is just not there today.
And they still have a chance here. You always have a chance in this game. You just gotta fix it. You gotta fix it and move forward.
Tilly goes out to talk to Cora, settle her down just a little bit. Still only 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on second and third for the Lady Cougars.
We need a strikeout here. We need a strikeout. And keep those runners on base here.
Right. That pitch was inside, but Gabbard ends up chasing that one. Squares to bunt, drops that one down at third.
Picked it up. Got her. Good job. Keep your eye on third there.
Yeah.
Coming to the plate now is second baseman Montanez.
So now we've got 2 outs. Runners still at second and third. In steps Vidalis Montanez, the second baseman.
And you could hear the communication that time. They told her to throw. They were saying 1-1. I could hear it. I think he's going to challenge this, but he picked it up from my angle in time before she got there.
Yeah. Yeah. Otis, who is behind home plate, goes out and confirms the call for 2 out. There's a ball popped up. Tilly doesn't ever see it. Comes up, looks for it, is unable to find it. That's just one of those unlucky balls that she's not able to get underneath.
Yeah.
Things just aren't falling the Senator way tonight.
It's not. And they got to dig deep here. They really got to dig deep.
There's a ball hit up towards Fouch. Fouch settles underneath it. Retires Montanez. The Lady Cougars are able to get 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. Through 5 complete, the Lady Senators are down 9-3. We're going to step aside and hear a commercial break from the IHSAA.
If an individual student athlete or team wins a high school state championship, it's an amazing thing. It's also just the icing on the cake. That's because young people in Indiana who participate in education-based athletics are already winners. Studies show that win or lose, participation helps to impart skills they can use to enjoy greater success in other areas of their lives. School sports teach the benefits of teamwork, the value of self-motivation, and the importance of accountability. They also help to foster stronger work habits and higher levels of self-esteem. In other words, the true value of school sports can't be measured in terms of wins or losses. If an individual or team goes to state, it's an incredible accomplishment. But regardless of the outcome, today's student athletes are already destined to go far. School sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Nice hit.
Back to live action, and that was Casey Kalin driving the ball right back up through the center into center field.
On the first pitch, you can tell she's ready to play.
Yeah, she's not ready for her Senator career to end, so she's putting this team on her back and seeing what she can do.
Now let's follow that.
So we go from senior to freshman here.
I like seeing Nicole have that same shot she did last time in right center field.
There's a ball popped up towards third. Holtzclaw settles underneath it. Casey is doubled off at first.
I'm not quite sure if Casey thought that ball was going to drop, or so she was off the base pretty far there.
2 quick outs, only 2 pitches. And in comes Cora Miller. Ball low, driven foul down the right field line.
Just got to string a few hits together. We got to be better out here. String a few hits together, put the pressure on the defense.
And that's what we did last time we played them. We put some pressure on their defense. That's a ball hit towards Montanez at second. Fields it, throws to right to retire the side. Lady Senators go out of that inning on just 5 pitches. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Lady Senators are down 9-3 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. We're going to stay right here. They've got to get some hits going. They
do.
They just haven't hit the ball. So
defensively, if you're not playing the solid defense that you're accustomed to, that you've been playing most of the season, you put more pressure on your at-bats, so you've got to match them on runs. You got to get your bats going, and that'll trickle to get their defense fired up and shored up. But when you come out here and you struggle defensively, and then you make a couple not so good base running moves, you've got to stop. You've got to stop and start moving in the right direction here.
Right. The Lady Senators are down 9-3 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. They've, just like Mike said, they've got to get some offense going, and they've got to shore up their defense. They've had errors in almost every inning, and it's just allowing runs to get in that they normally don't allow.
Mm-hmm.
Cora Miller on the mound. She didn't start this game, but she came in the 2nd inning. Up to bat is Kristen Haney, the DP, who has 2 strikeouts and a single on the day. There's a ball hit to Rye at third, but it is foul. Even the count at 1-1.
Good pitch.
That is a very good pitch. That was an off-speed pitch that
absolutely
that Haney was way out in front of. Tries to go back to it, but is unable to hit the right spot to be able to get that a strike.
Let's get this first out here.
Yep. Now we're at a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody down here in the bottom of the 6th.
We'll take it.
Swings at that one. That's Cora's 4th strikeout on the day. Her exactly 60 on the year.
60.
So averaging about 1 an inning.
And I tell you what, I mean that's solid. That's solid. And you've got 2 pitchers that you mix it up with. And when I look back on the days, I know that Haley put up a few years of over 100. But when you have 1 pitcher, you're going to see that number a lot higher. But when you can mix that up with 2 and give them 2 different looks,
right,
that's just as good as having 1. So,
well, together, the 2 pitchers. No, I just lost it. Have about 130 together. So,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know the exact number on Haley. It was up there pretty good on hers. 2 years. I know she smashed the record. She set the record, she beat the old record, and then she smashed her own record. So I'd have to go back to the archives to find out what that is, but she's here coaching these girls, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Inside, that's twice that she's got Deaton struck out on that inside corner.
Yep, that's the 5th strikeout of the day. Number 5, Taylor Russell comes in, center fielder.
I remember her last at bat. I think she had a 0-2 count and then put one down the 5-6 hole.
Yep. Fouled straight back.
We got 2 outs. Let's finish this inning strong.
There's a ball hit towards E. E fields it, flips to Taylor.
There we go.
To retire the side. Get out of that inning with no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We're going to step aside and hear a short commercial break from Lynx Clothing and Shoes, and we'll be back for live Senator softball action in the top of the 7th.
Locally owned and operated by Rick and Rita Lynx.
Conveniently located on the north side of Sectional Square since 2006. Locally owned and operated by Rick and Rita Links. Conveniently located on the north side of Sectional Square since 2006.
Back to live Lady Senator softball action. The Lady Senators are down 9-3 going into the top of the 7th. They are the visiting team, even though they are here at home. So they are the visiting team. This is their last at bats unless they can get some things going. We've been here before.
Absolutely.
We've been here with this exact same team.
Yeah.
We were down, not quite this much, but we were down when we played them the first time going into the bottom of the 7th, and we're able to come back and tie it up. So it's not something that we haven't seen before, haven't done before. So the girls just need to get going and string some hits together here.
Absolutely. And you're at your 2 spot in the lineup, so you're set up to get something. Well, that's Taylor. I thought
Green.
It was Cassie.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
They look a lot alike. So it is Taylor Green.
Okay.
So we're at number 8, and then we have 9, and then we come back up to the top. So if we can get these 2 girls, Green and Halls, on, we'll be back to the top of our lineup.
And we can do that. Taylor got on base and gave us those 2 runs in the early part of the game.
She is behind here in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hannah Deaton is definitely throwing a lot of strikes today. Ball way outside, trying to get Taylor to chase that. Even with her long arm, she's probably not going to be able to reach that one.
And Taylor's got power here. I like to see her line one out here in the outfield somewhere.
Popped up, going foul, out of play.
She dropped her hands there. She could keep those hands up and go straight to that ball.
Yep.
I want to shout down there at her, but I don't want to put any pressure on her, and I just want to stay back, and I know she knows what to do. And
well, if I remember correctly, it was Taylor who got the string going the first time we played.
Yeah.
So, she was the catalyst that got the team going to be able to score the 3 runs that they needed the last time. So maybe she can get the team going this time to score the 6 runs that they need.
And she's battling here. She's had quite a few foul balls.
There's another foul ball.
Another one. And Taylor, on each foul ball, she's getting more comfortable in that batter's box.
Yep.
I'd look for them to change it up a little bit. They're trying to beat the outside.
Yeah, I would bet this one would come inside. Swings through that one. Deaton's 5th strikeout of the day. In comes E, who coming into the game was 273. Has had a strikeout and a ground out to third.
She's really had that curveball working all game.
Yep.
That thing was started out there pretty far, and it came right back in on the corner.
That was not a curveball we saw the first time we played them.
No. Same pitch.
Same pitch, same spot. And I can't blame E for not swinging at that one. I mean, that's not a pitch that she can hit anywhere.
That's a tough one. And
then
she
we
threw
chase
3 of them
one
in a row.
way outside.
Yeah.
That's the 6th strikeout on the day. Lady Senators are down to their final out. Taylor Fouch coming up to bat. Freshman shortstop for the Lady Senators. Has had a triple on the day along with 2 putouts. First pitch is low. Punky has already said that the people who he's down there watching it with aren't very fond of him right now because I'm sure he's yelling at his at his computer or at his phone or whatever he's watching this on. But
nice
there's
swing.
A hard hit ball.
Nice swing.
That Taylor Russell is not able to get a hold of.
Don't have to have that run. There you go. Stay
there
at 2.
There you go. Stay at 2. So Taylor ends up with a double there.
Punky should be proud. That was a great swing. Great things out of that kid in the future of a Lady Senator.
So in comes another freshman, Cassidy Keltner. who has not gotten it going today. She's had a strikeout, a double, and a ground ball to the shortstop. Came in 435, so she's definitely able to drive
nice
the ball.
Swing.
Way to get out of the way
Great
of that
swing.
one, Fouch.
Great swing.
So now we've got runners at first and second. Second. Let me get it out right. First and third. In steps Tilly Gilbert. Mom Ruth beside us is always rooting for Tilly, along with all of the fans down in the stands.
Absolutely.
Parents are always the hardest on their own kids. So Tilly fouls that one back.
I'm glad she fouled that off. I like to see, like I said,
yeah,
I like to see her take a pitch.
She does a lot better when she sees a pitch.
I love to see that kid take a pitch.
There's a ball hit towards the shortstop, who fields it,
is
unable to field it at first.
Making some things happen here.
So Fouch scores.
She's trying to get her third. It's overhead. It's away. That's another run. All right, we're making something happen here. We just cut that in half.
We cut the lead in half. Lady Senators are on the board in the 7th inning. Again, bringing the score back 9-6. The Lady Senators are still down 3 runs, but they are making a comeback here. We've got the momentum shifted in our way.
Absolutely. and while we have a second here, I want to, while we got listeners and watchers, I just want to say thank you again for what you do, and you bring this West Washington softball to all these, everyone out here, like you said, Africa, Scotland. I mean, it's awesome. And me as somebody who works a lot, that I don't get to make it to the games. And yeah, I shouldn't be watching it driving down the road most of the time, but I'm at least listening to it while I'm watching. But it's awesome seeing all the views. I mean, you made this happen, and that's great. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of everyone who tunes in and gets to check this out, who can't be here, whether it be a grandparent, family member. We appreciate you and appreciate everything you do.
Well, like I've said before, I don't do it for any recognition on my part. I just want to get the West Washington, community, the West Washington events out there to allow people to see them. And Sectional is one of those that's really nice. We're hosting
Absolutely.
it, and I want everybody to be able to see it. I haven't checked how many viewers we've had. We've had, quite a few throughout.
Yeah.
So my guess would be we're in the 500 range for this game. So that's a
awesome.
pretty good
Absolutely.
amount.
And I know Fouch is your number one fan.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to watch this as he works out of town.
It's funny. He just signed on to the school webpage, so I'm sure he's probably going to have some comment coming for me here in just a minute. But Punky is one of those that's a great supporter of the live stream. Rye
that
ends
ball's
up
down. Get down.
Put a ball out there into right field. It doesn't drop, so that ends the game here. The Lady Senators do fall to the Lady Cougars 9-6. They finished the season 13-8 on the year, but they do have a conference championship that they won this year.
Absolutely.
I know that the Lady Senators wanted to go further. They wanted to, win the sectional and face the Borden Braves again. They felt like they had a real shot at them, and are able to, win a regional and go on to a semi-state that they've been to, in previous years. These girls didn't get to experience that, but, it's one of those that they may have fallen short of what their overall goals were for the year, but still a very successful year for the Lady Senator softball program.
Absolutely. It's tough as, the only ones that I haven't coached at the high school level were the freshmen that came in. So it's tough to see these seniors that I was there for 3 years and a part of their, career. It's tough to see the end for them, but they're great kids, and they're going to move on to bigger and better things. And the memories that they've created and the accomplishments they had are on the wall up there. So.
Oh yeah. And the Lady Senators have a bright future ahead of them. We're going to have Coach Chris Long come in and say something real quick. I know he wants to get down to his girls and talk to them. On a tough loss. But you're able to finish the season 13-8, 6-0 in the conference. You win the first outright conference for a while. You finish undefeated in the conference for the first time in the past 10 years. Lots of good things are going with this Lady Senator softball team. You've got a young team. You're graduating 4, but you've got basically 4 freshmen in your lineup, and you've got talent coming up in the 7th and 8th grade program. I don't want to take away from the seniors that are graduating, this being their last game, but this is a program that's going to grow.
It's this. I always say, sectionals are tough. It's just there's a lot of pressure that they apply on themselves. Coaches apply a little pressure, even though you don't try to. But throughout the game, there is pressure involved. Situational. They put us in a lot of situations, and really today we didn't perform very well in the situations. I thought we were prepared. We'd faced a lot of that before, but today we didn't piece it together. You talk about. There is some fight in them. I mean, it's there, but sometimes you put yourselves in a situation where it's just too hard to come back.
Right.
And we were down a lot of runs. We going with 2 outs. We scored 3 runs with 2 outs in that last inning. It's the future is bright. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I really wanted it, for these girls this year. I mean, and just like any coach that coaches, they wanted every year they have an opportunity to be there. And I thought we were good enough to win it this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those things that I said just before you got up here, that you wanted to win the sectional, you wanted to face Borden, the returning state champion. You had a great game with them. You felt like that was a team that you could compete with. You could go on to another semi-state.
Yeah.
That is kind of the thing for this program. You guys have been to semi-states. So
yeah, definitely. This team here, this Trinity team, this has been a team that's been, even whenever we were winning, they were a team we had to beat in the championship game. It's like they're always there. They're not going to go away unless our sectionals change, but that's who we have to beat. So in order to, the way I look at it for the future, I mean, we got to set ourselves up to beat them. I mean, that they're the team they won it last year, and they're looking strong enough to win it this year. The Borden stuff, that's on the backside of that.
Right.
If you can't do this stuff, you'll never even get a shot at them.
Right. I'm going to give you some time here. Give me just a little bit about your seniors. It's their last ball game. Give me a little bit about them. I know we talked about them on senior night, but
yeah, Rye Watson. I don't know that I could say I've seen a third baseman on our schedule in the last 4 years, or any game that I've went and watched play as well as her at third base. I mean, that's a big spot to fill next year. I don't think you fill that spot. I think you try to come close to that.
Yeah.
I think she is definitely the exception. Casey Kalin with the bat. On the mound, I mean, she's done so much for us all season long. What she brings to the team and knowledge of the game and her way she is inside the dugout. Taylor Green, I mean, to have a big target like that at first base to throw to, I mean, if I was playing, I'd love to have that over there, She of all the kids out there in those last couple innings, Taylor Green had most fight in her.
Well, that's what we were saying. She was the one who sparked you guys the last time you played Trinity and got runs going. She didn't do it this time, but she was in the dugout cheering them on, I'm sure.
Yeah, and McKeon Cervantes, she's been that player that I've seen all this potential, and we tried to get it out of her year after. And this year, she's came a long way. I really think that I know she didn't bat in this game, but in the last game she got some hits for us. She's been able to play whatever we asked of her, and and that's been great. I'm glad she came to that level. That's been great.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much. I want you to get down there and talk to your girls, because that's
this is the hard part.
So this is the hard part for you, I'm sure. Yep. Telling those seniors bye, but thank you for everything that you do for the Lady Senator softball program.
You're welcome, Craig, and thank you.
We're going to let Mike settle back in here for just a second. We're going to pick a player of the game, just like we always do. Mike, I'm going to let you pick it. You've got some knowledge of these girls. You've got some background with them. I'm going to let you pick the final player of the game for this season.
Well, I definitely I don't sit in over there with the stats, but just from what I witnessed, Taylor Green, she did a great job on that one play. However, it helped us get some runs. But from the plate, defense was shaky all day. So I've got to look at the plate. And Taylor Fouch flat out crushed the ball her last 2 at bats, and and she stood out big time to me.
That's who I'm going to go with also.
Yeah.
Taylor Fouch is going to be our player of the game. Freshman shortstop, big time stepping in there at the freshman level. The first 2 at bats that she had a pop out to the shortstop, which was a hard hit ball in the first inning. Then she fouled out to the catcher, and then she ended up with a triple and a double that she scored on both of those.
Yeah.
So
and that's phenomenal for a freshman to come in a sectional atmosphere game. I mean, there's more people here at this game than there is at most regular season games. There's other teams and their fans out here. The pressure is at an all-time high, and to be able to relax enough to take good swings on a ball and to push yourself on the bases to get a triple and double in a sectional championship game as a freshman is phenomenal.
Right. So we're going to give Taylor Fouch our player of the game. Just for some upcoming information, the Lady Senators softball season is done for this year, but they will be back again, next year with some very talented freshmen coming in who can step into some of those spots. Just off the top of my head, I know Gracie Abels comes up. She's a big target, plays first base and can pitch some. So not that you're going to replace Taylor Green at first base, but Gracie Abels is another big target.
Yeah, you could plug her right in.
Plug her in right there. Yep. And then also AJ Combs comes up, and she's one who is an outfielder by most standards, but can play some of the spots in the infield. So you're looking at her. Maybe she can take over that left field spot, and fill that. So
you've got some good young players coming into your already young team, but. Next year you're right there, and then the next year you're right there, and then the next year you're right there. You can continue this. This program has changed, and every year they're going to contend. Absolutely.
Right. And one that I left off, I believe it's Lexi Brown. Plays third, and she is a spitting. She's not as big as Rye, but she is a spitting image of Rye. How she plays the game, where she plays the game. Doesn't have the size that Rye has, but she's one who can come in and may possibly fill that hole at third base that we're
Absolutely.
looking for.
We had Tressa Bartholomew. I don't know if you're familiar with Tressa, but for years she dominated third base, and she was the smallest kid on our team. And I tell you, she had huge. I mean, anybody coming in after Tressa had huge shoes to fill because she played it just like Rye.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to see Rye take on that same role. And there'll be another one. And like you said, Lexi, we create third basemen here that aren't afraid of the ball, and they're very aggressive.
And she's one who I did a junior high game, and I made the comment then. I was doing it with Keith Abels, and I said she plays just like Rye. I mean, she stands in the exact same spot and fields the ball, the same way, and has a big arm there and swings a big bat like Rye does. So not that you're ever going to replace those seniors, but there are some upcoming 8th graders who are going to fill those spots.
Absolutely.
So stepping aside, we're going to finish our broadcast here of Sectional 61. For those of you who are interested in the boys baseball, we are going to be covering that starting Wednesday, pending rain. I've heard it's supposed to rain, 80% chance on Wednesday, so if they don't play it Wednesday, they're going to play it Thursday. So we're covering that. We're also covering West Washington's graduation on Saturday evening. So if you're unable to make it to those 2 events and would like to watch those, we're going to be posting those just like we do the sporting events. They'll be on our Facebook page, on our live stream, and on the school's thing. So if you've got family and things out of town who aren't able to see that stuff, make sure that you let people know and share it to them so that they can see it. It's been a great softball season, and I'd like to thank everybody who has come out and helped broadcast. Especially Mike Long, who's beside me tonight. He's done quite a few games, but not everybody who's come out. And if you're interested in doing them in the future, please let me know. Like I said before, it doesn't take a whole lot of experience. It's just getting on and talking through.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
It's funny. A lot of people say, "Hey, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it," and then once they do it, they're like, oh, that's fun. I like that. So, if you're interested, let me know, get a hold of me. But this is our final softball of the season. Like I said, we will do baseball either Wednesday or Thursday, and the graduation on Friday. So for Michael Long, this is Craig Akers, and signing off of Livestream.